Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Live. The World Cup game happening in Guyana between West Indies and Papua New Guinea. West Indies won the toss, put PNG into bat. The power play, not so good. They only got 34 in the power play for the loss of 3 wickets, but I've got 37 in the last 3 overs. And that has taken them up to 136 for the loss of 8 wickets. Sese Bau getting a half century, got 50 of 43 balls. And in the end, Kiplin Doriga with some good hits, getting 27 of 18. The captain Asad Wala also showed a bit of promise in the power play. Meanwhile, for the West Indies, on a pitch that was really helping the quick bowlers, helping the spinners, it's the quick bowlers who've actually taken more wickets, but the spinners definitely are the ones who put the brakes on early on and rattled Papua New Guinea. Hello and welcome. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Dinesh Karthik and Joy Bhattacharjya. It's been very strange, DK. Like 34 in the power play, but 37 in the back 3. So it's like the guys batting in the end sent them up front. As simple as that. Or it's just that the spin that came in the beginning, PNG didn't like that and they liked the pace towards the end.
I think they didn't have the experience to deal with the newer, harder ball. With the seam upright, there's a lot more purchase for the bowlers. As the ball got a little softer, wear and tear, you can see they started batting much better. You can see they've got 79 runs in the last 10, which is something that I thought would be very hard for them. But it is good on them to find a way to achieve that, thanks to Sese Bau and Kiplin Doran. I think both of them have done their job. It's an experience for them batting against such high-quality bowlers. Let's actually establish that right at this front. And with the new ball, West Indies showed their class. I do think both the left-arm spinners bowled really well, and Andre Russell among the fast bowlers were the pick of the bowlers for them. But good job by Papua New Guinea to get to the score that they've got.
Yeah, let's have a look at their batting card and see what they've done, because it's not a bad batting effort. Because at the halfway stage, it looked like, I don't know, they were 57, I think, at the halfway stage. And at that time, it looked like they wouldn't get to 110, 120. But they've done a good job. Of course, we were talking about Tony Ura, the hard-hitting batter. Well, he went early. Asad Wala, the captain, and Sese Bau had a very important partnership, very significant partnership for PNG. That was a 44-run partnership. Then they lost a few wickets. And honestly, we got to give credit to Doriga in the end, because it's because of him that they've managed to juice the last 3 overs.
Yeah, firstly, Sese Bau, who's regarded as one of the most prolific batsmen, does very well for them in the East Asia Pacific tournaments. And I think he models himself on Adam Gilchrist, the way he plays. And I mean, Gilly would have been happy to see him today, because I think the big thing was, I felt that when they walked in there, they're also overawed. They don't play opposition of this level. And I was just reading this Asad Wala interview where he's saying, we were in the same dressing room. He's talking about a tournament a few days back. We were in the same dressing room where Kumar Sangakkara had changed. So that was blowing his mind. So you're talking about guys who don't play this quality of opposition. And for them to come out, play West Indies 2 times champion, I think they've acquitted themselves really creditably out here.
Yes. What did you make of Sese Bau's technique and his approach today?
I thought he played the left-arm spinners really well. Had a few good shots to play, took on the spinners. And it's just not on the leg side. Generally, you find left-handers who are obviously not of the highest caliber play a lot more shots on the leg side. It was good to see him cover driving for boundary. And he used the crease well to fast bowlers as well, stepped out the odd occasion. So it was impressive. Good to see them play fast bowling without fear. That is the first step, and that was nice on Sese Bau's part. And Kiplin Doran right at the end did a job as well. But I think, like what Joyda said, he kind of held the innings together. If he had gotten out at that stage, we would have seen a much lower score today. So it was good on his part to show his skills. When you play for Papua New Guinea, you don't play this kind of fast bowling. The spinners always, you can find a way to play because they're slower, you have time. Yes, the skills of the spinner in terms of turn will be a challenge, but other than that, it's not the fear. But for fast bowler, it's basically fear. And he came in 2 down when they lost 2 wickets early, so to play the new ball. Playing Alzari Joseph is not easy. He's 140 plus. So, all of that is a challenge, and you need to understand from their shoes just to play an Alzari Joseph, a current IPL player, current player of 3 formats for West Indies, the vice captain. So all of that adds to the whole enormity of the occasion, and they did well there.
I have to say, though, it almost seemed like, obviously we're talking about them feeling overawed with the occasion as well. When we saw the first 2 or 3 wickets fall, I think a lot of us thought, and maybe a lot of people watching at home as well, like when they'd lost 3 in the power play, you thought, it's going to be an early night. I don't know if they'll survive right through. I think credit to them for having played the 20 overs, right? No consolation. I'm not saying that in a condescending way.
No, not at all condescending. I think they played really well because, you're right. I mean, they depend a lot on, the top order. And Asad Walla and Tony Ura is vital to them,
Yeah.
And I remember the Asad Walla, when he got out, he was so angry with himself for trying that shot. Just got caught by the keeper. And that's what, he was just cursing himself that, now I've let my team down. And I think Sese Bau came in and, they have a certain amount of cricket. But remember one thing, the difference between them and, as I said, even other countries is the cricketers are full-time cricketers. So all these guys are on a national contract and they play through the year.
Yeah.
Unlike, say, Netherlands, where, people do other jobs. They have almost weekend cricketers, or they're playing professional cricket in the UK.
Yeah.
Here, what they've done is got these people together and they play a lot together.
Yeah.
So I think what they do have is they play like a team because they stay together almost 8, 9, 10 months a year.
That makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about Brian Masaba, the captain of Uganda. Remember, I was telling you that he says otherwise his job when he's not playing cricket is a procurement manager for office supplies. So administrative job, but obviously it helps when you're playing cricket right through. And you could see that in the last 3 overs when they were playing pace, and you could see the kind of runs that they were getting there, that they really knew how to work the field. They knew how to steal those extra runs. Loved that little tap to mid-wicket and run two that we see a lot in white ball cricket right now. So we saw a bit of that. For the West Indies bowlers, this pitch, of course, was on the slowish side, fair to say. Definitely not a flat batting track by any chance. And the spinner, especially up front, Akeal Hussain in the power play, you've got to doff your hat to him. He was really good then. But when we look at spin, of course, Roston Chase with 4, Moti with 3, and Akeal Hussain. So they've gone exact kind of half-half with pace and spin. But pace has got more wickets today. They just utilize that better. Maybe more chances taken against the pace?
It's tougher to play fast bowling for a team like Papua New Guinea with that kind of bounce. And in Guyana, there's a bit of bounce compared to other parts. So it is a challenge for them. Spin, as I said, it's interesting to see the 3 spinners have bowled the 11 overs that they've done, 10 overs rather. But to play fast bowling, there's a certain amount of skill. And also, when you play that kind of quick bowling, the first thing that comes to you is, what shots do I play? You're used to playing like, if you're playing a 120, 115 bowler, you will always move away and look to hit over mid-off or look to hit over mid-wicket. Those shots go out of the window because it's coming at you so quickly. You have to learn to use the pace of the ball.
Yeah.
And that is not something that they're used to doing. So that's why you can see some of the boundaries that they got will be like, wow, those are good shots. But those are the shots that they're used to playing. For example, stepping out and smashing one and going to the left of covers. If they keep playing it, that's a shot that they wouldn't play too often, because against fast bowlers, it's a very high-risk shot. It's a tough shot to play. You need good bat speed. It has to come down at the right time. But when you play 120, 118, it's a very common shot to play. Stepping out and hitting over mid-off. Okay, stepping out and hitting to the left of sweeper cover. Those kind of shots. So most of the boundaries that they got off fast bowlers were of hitting against the pace. And that shows inexperience a bit. They didn't use the cut much. They didn't use the flick behind square much. But they did take the singles, and still they lost a few wickets, understandably. So moving away and cutting a ball which is on the stump. There's a lot of inexperience there. But it is good to see, in spite of all that, they've posted a challenging total. But more importantly, they got 80 runs in the back end 10 overs, which is something that they should be proud of.
Yeah, they definitely should. If you just talk about the West Indies bowlers, a good all-round effort from them today?
Good all-round effort. Also, they are now they would have used this match to set up, okay, who's in form, who are the bowlers, because they need to also establish what they're going to do. Is Akeal Hussain going to take the new ball regularly for them? I mean, that seems to be the plan now. But normally, I suspect you're probably going to see in different pitches, you'll probably see another fast bowler coming in.
They have Obin McCoy in their team.
You had Owen McCoy in your team. You have
Shamar
Joseph in your team. So you have options. So if the pitch does a little bit more, it's a faster pitch, they'll probably move that bowling around. But that's very important in these matches. It's not just winning the matches, it's saying, okay, these are the kind of lineups we're going to play on pitches like this, because a lot of the first round is about that. Of course, he's right, the West Indies belong to a group which is not the easiest for first rounds as well.
Yeah,
quite a few tough matches there.
Obviously, I want to talk to you about your old pal, Andre Russell, Russellmania. I think Desmond Haynes' year was at previous World Cup. It said that, previous T20 World Cup, it said that that's it. We've moved on from Andre Russell. But he's really come back. When we saw this IPL, first, of course, came on both knees. So that's always good. And went down for dives, still came up all intact with our hearts in our mouths. But his bowling is just, this season, his bowling's been a level up. In the IPL it was?
It's fair to say his bowling has actually gone up. And it's gone up at a better rate than his batting. And he's done really well as a bowler. It's a very silly term to use, but he's a bit of a golden arm. Every time he comes on through the middle and picks up a wicket in the first over every time he comes. And what has he really improved on is how late he's able to release the slower ball. And playing against him, I've always felt certain shots were possible, but now with his release, he's become very effective with his slower bouncer and his slower ball, which is not his strengths as a bowler, and that shows improvement. That shows areas that he's worked on, and he's still looking to adapt, and that's a good sign because a firing Russell means good news for West Indies.
He's picking up a wicket every 14 balls. This time, this is what you can see. This is all his T20s in this year, and he's played 31 games. He's picked up 34 wickets. He's got the runs. You can see why he's made West Indies.
Is he looking fitter than you saw him?
I think he's the fittest I've seen him in the last 4-5 years.
Yeah, because that's a huge thing. He looks much lighter.
He's traveling with his own physio and he's doing his own work.
Yeah, I heard new trainer, new physio, chef or nutritionist or whatever. It's all.
I think these are things he's hired, but he does carry a trainer with him where they come and they train together. And if you have his phone contact, you'll see in his WhatsApp updates. There's a lot of exercises doing in the middle of the night, push-ups, pull-ups, and all of that. He's a bit of a gym freak when it comes to basic exercises. He doesn't do power exercises per se because, as you can see, power is something that he has naturally, but he does push himself in the gym.
Oh, so those are the WhatsApp stories?
Yes.
WhatsApp. Okay, after the show, we'll see what he did before this game. Was he doing push-ups at night yesterday? He wouldn't have. He probably would have woken up in the middle of the night to play this game.
I know. For him, this is the middle of the night. True, absolutely.
Generally, when the West Indian players come to IPL, they try and live in the Caribbean timeline.
Yes.
So they will be sleeping from morning 7 o'clock to evening 4:30. That's how they sleep. Yeah. But right now, it would have been ideally suited to live in the Indian timeline. I don't know what he's managed to do.
Yeah, I don't know. Because Chris Gayle, for example, the worry for KKR always was Chris Gayle for an afternoon match. Because getting him up is team meeting, no chance.
Getting him there. Andre Russell also must be thinking, मैं इंडिया जाता हूँ तो वेस्ट इंडीज टाइम में खेलते हैं, मैं वेस्ट इंडीज आता हूँ तो इंडिया टाइम में खेलते हैं. What's happening? Why this confusion, sir? Why? Okay, I don't think there's going to be any confusion about this total 137 for West Indies to win with the kind of batting lineup that they're carrying, right? I mean, today they've decided to play Romario Shepherd maybe in place of Shamal Joseph, I'd say, right? Because that's the only place that you would see him get in. They're playing proper batters till 8. Akil Hussain's a batter as well. That's 9. That's a very deep batting lineup to go with.
And Alzari can hit a proper ball.
He's
a very decent batter.
Yeah. It's not going to go till there though. Doubt if it's going to go.
If it does, then they're under some sort of stress for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting if they do. But as you can see, everyone's in form. So they played the series against South Africa. Brandon King did well in one game. Johnson Charles did amazingly in another game. Then Nicholas Pooran's been in great form. Roston Chase won them one game. Rodman Powell, of course, their captain. Andre Russell, Romario Shepherd, Sherfin Rutherford. Geez, that is a solid batting lineup, Joy.
It's a really good lineup, but that's the thing that I think they'll also look and say that will they keep Chase? Will they move on with Shai Hope? Because Shai Hope was a fixture and just so surprised not to see him in this team.
Yeah, maybe he's the impact sub. Oh, okay, sorry. Just changing my settings still. It'll take some time. Yeah. But if you look at them, there's a lot of impact players in that. So I really don't think they need another impact player there. We'll have a look at the PNG team as well. Looking forward to seeing some of their bowlers.
Yeah.
John Carrico especially.
John Carrico is the one I'm looking out for. Left-arm bowler, spins, used to be a fast bowler. Interesting action and has played a bit in the West Indies. So.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, you never want to call it too early because anything can happen in cricket, as they say. That's my disclaimer. That's my added fruit juice and fruit pulp line. But you would expect West Indies would expect themselves to close this quick.
Absolutely. And if they don't, they'd be disappointed because they come out firing. They come out playing big shots and they're good to watch. And I really hope they bring that to the table today. It'll be fun to see them play some interesting shots.
Yeah, we'll see that, of course. Let's see what they can end up doing. And now, of course, we get to the most important part of the show. This is what we come here for, the guessing game. Yeah.
By the way, congratulations, gentlemen. Both of you won it.
Yay! That's great, 100%. Now, I'm just suddenly... And you'd think, DK, that maybe I'm getting greedy saying if I hadn't changed the rules, I would have been the only winner. But no, this is why I changed the rules. Whoever guesses any number, 10 runs here, 10 runs there, it doesn't matter who's cutting you, you win. So you had said 126, just in. I said 137, which is what is required for victory. So do I get half a bullseye? Half a bull, one eye, something? Nothing. But also I loved the fact that nobody was fighting. Remember the
you don't need to-
IPL?
exactly.
Do you remember what a goon we made out of Mr. Harsha Bhogle, a respectable member of society? Had become a proper goon with the
Dr.
guessing game.
Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
I tell you, that guessing game had turned him into Mr. Hyde. He would just look at me like that is, how can I make you lose? I'm like, what have I ever done to you? Why are you acting like this with me? But we have our power play predictions coming up. Come on, DK. Can you make it 2-2?
72.
Oh, bhai bada aage chala gaya.
67.
67. Okay. I'm thinking more 65. Very close. We're in a bunch. We got ourselves in a bunch. We could all get it right as well.
Can happen.
That's amazing. Apparently, there's some rain in the air. I've been told. Not here, in Georgetown.
That may make them go faster also. Who knows? Why risk a rain out? They'll try and
They'll try to get it done fast. Excellent. So this is, this is going to be a royal encounter. Now, DK is thinking, what? Are RCB playing? What are Rajasthan Royals? What's going on? Because the openers are King Charles.
Well done.
Come on, give me the crown. Give me the crown. All right, that's it. Got to get off my throne. Got to jump off. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over. Maybe. For Cricbuzz Combox. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what kind of purpose West Indies comes out with. You know, they only come out with one style of batting. We've seen that against South Africa. We've seen that in the cricket that West Indies have played, the kind of T20 cricket they've played. They probably do the same with PNG as well. So let's see how that goes. We'll see you at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. Big thank you to Dinesh Karthik and Bhattacharjya. I'm Gaurav Kapur. You were watching Cricbuzz Live.